All right, YouTube, yo, 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 to the yo, 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 and ho, ho, ho. Man, honestly, I have no idea what's actually inside of the system. It looks as though when I lost my internet, the recording had kept going from this morning, but there is no record of the recording on YouTube, so I don't know exactly what happened. And then the guys over at the Nimmons said that the recording of this morning had ended after about 20 minutes, and then I had 26 minutes on my recording, so I don't really know exactly. I'm not really too sure exactly what's happened. It's of no never mind, fortunately, anything that I'm saying at home, which is usually, my life can be rather quiet unless we're being like super chatty. But when I came back into StreamYard, I had one stream that had been running, and that stream is nowhere to be found. And I'm going to run over to Twitch and see what's over there.
Are there any laws against the opposite, like just doing it for free?
That was yesterday. Okay, so nothing went over to Twitch. All right, so I left I think I left the right note to StreamYard's desk and gave them the amount of time that had been tallied, although it looks as though it was never, the destination had been cut off, but inside of their dashboard, the timer just kept running. So it might be a no harm, no foul, but I think that YouTube on Hangouts has a default that if you don't go back into the stream within 15 minutes, I think that that's what it is. It's 7 to 15 minutes, then they'll go ahead and it'll auto close. And it's certainly not picking up, your mic or other cameras or anything else. The default is that it is closed for good, it's wrapped up, and then it's put through their system to archive. With this, what happened was that we lost internet, the stream went down, it went into archive on YouTube. Not all of it had been loaded up, and you can see from the event. But when I came back to load back up on StreamYard to bring in the last hour of the trade today, which is what we're looking at right now, there were 2 events that were still lingering. So one being 4 hours and another being 5 hours, I believe. So they'll have to check up on that and see why. As a matter of fact, I can even go into my email and see if I got any messages. Of course, anybody can reach me on Twitter too. So it doesn't look like, yeah, I didn't get any messages. We had to auto close or closing down your stream or anything like that. Nothing of the sort. Okay, let me put myself on mute for just a little bit, okay? Thanks. All right, let's get down to work here while I'm on with you. It's 2 o'clock, like 2:03. And I'm pretty impressed, actually, by how things are holding up. This is a 30-minute. Tom DeMark is giving us some interesting readings, the support line here. We had talked about this morning, that I thought that this was holding up pretty well, being that we're coming into this very funny kind of holiday weekend, really. And of course, when I lost the internet, then I had to rebuild the chart. So what you're seeing here is the 41 EMA. I have dispensed with the 8 because when you have sideways chop like this, more than likely, if you know what you're doing, you're trying to avoid being involved in this at all. So we have the 41 and then the 243 right down below it. And I can only have so many indicators on the free chart. And so we have the Tom DeMark, which gives us a lot of readings. So here we have that incredible support level. It just came down to tap it now. And the 41 pressing a price to go short, with the 243 right below it to maybe keep the trade up. And let me show you why maybe the trade, unless it just wants to fall in on itself. The last time that we had the trade support come down to support, the 243 was back here at 33.64 on the 30-minute. If we zoom out, you'll notice, zoom out and zoom out, the last time that we had a crushing blow, the 8 passing through the 243, there was certainly enough time. So that's what I mean. We're either going to skip off the support level and continue to go to the upside. We'll crash through it. And if we come down to the 243, there is going to be a lot of confusion because it will mean that either price wants to just return to the 32.15, which we've talked about, which seems to be the healthier thing to have happen, or it will skid off, and then this will look, when we look back at this, it'll be 1 ledge, 2 ledge, 3, and then we'll go up for a 4th ledge, and it will exhaust itself, somewhere around 45, maybe 48, somewhere around up in here. And we could probably go back in the trade to kind of give you an idea of where that would be. But it would be somewhere around 40. That's 44.59. Next level up is 45. Next level up is 47.21. What did I say? At 48. That's 51. That's a little too rich. So if we look at it, you can just count these ledges actually just from Tom DeMark. So we come off the low, 1, 2, 3, 4 ledges if you want to try it that way. Or you take this initial move as being the reactionary move off of the bottom, and you begin counting your ledges into as the move is occurring, 1, 2, 3, and then we would be looking for a 4th and maybe a 5th as a topper. Just one way of looking at it, of course. And so that's why I think it's kind of cool for us to be maybe watching the final hour. And this is the final hour before it's a true holiday week. Monday is indeed the Christmas Eve. And we can take a look at here what the 15-minute looks like. 15-minute resting on the 243 with a 9 Tom DeMark and a 1 underneath the 41. So this provides enough pressure. But this particular formation can move to the upside, which means 42.14 might be a destination as we come into the close. But you can see that there's equidistance between these support resistance. And as a matter of fact, if you wanted to kind of verify that, you can toss a Fibonacci and you just kind of, you do have to kind of loosey-goose it a little bit. And you come here and you'll see there's the 50% marker. We are below the 50% marker, but the 243 is at the 382 marker. And so we have a lot of reason for there to be a range support, and we could press up. Hope that you guys can see how I did that. All right. So let's go back to here, and Scott Davis. Hi, how are you doing? And let me go ahead and welcome the chat so that we at least get all those cool bot stuff going. I'm going to be with you for about an hour, Scott, if that's cool with you. And on the 15, it looks like we did get that 9 marker. It is a reversal bar according to Tom DeMark on the 15. It trades at 4,060, down 3.67% on the session. And I don't know if I'm going to make it over to Twitch. I'm just trying to figure out like when. As long as I do it sometime during the day, then I'm cool. But being knocked off earlier on the internet and then kind of having to put everything back together, and you know, I lose my chart. At first I thought, oh my God, my chart survived, and then I went to actually like reload everything, and I had to lose the chart and reboot. So that meant that I was not going to be going over to Twitch because I just ran out of time. So I probably should go over to Twitch. It's just a matter of kind of when I should do that. So I wish that there was a little bit of music that I could play. I think that we've done a pretty good job of setting out all of the lines that I think are kind of important for you guys to know. And I can't wait till I see some of your charts. And the conversation of this morning before the internet went down was basically that the word on the street is that whale pool is not coming back. And I'm really encouraging you guys to either, you know, take a little lesson from me, you know, and run over to StreamYard or learn how to do a hangout, or if you're the kind of person that enjoys OBS, maybe starting something over at Twitch and doing something for yourself, you know, collecting your own tribe of interesting people that want to get together and talk about what you see, almost as though we have to kind of start all over again. And I would, you know, it would delight me to no end to think that, oh, they want to be, you know, they want to spend time with me, you know. The 19,000 people are going to want to spend time with me, but I just don't see that in our cards. However, what I can do is really support and encourage you guys to make sure that you stick together, have people that you enjoy spending time with, and that, you know, that there's no one person that's considered the guru in the group, and that we just kind of all start from the beginning. I think when price is under $5,000, all of us do get that opportunity to just kind of reset, reboot, rethink, regather. Because I know for me, for example, I'm never ever going to rely or relent or lean into BS. It's just, it never worked for me. I don't think it's ever going to work for me. I think some people are able to do it and they come out shining like a brand new penny. I am not that person. And I don't know if it's because I've had, you know, the word doormat written on my forehead or what have you, but I know that I've come to a place where it's very easy for me to, you know, come online and share a little bit about what I see. And it's good for traders to diary themselves this way, because, you know, what you hear is what I believe. And I know that because I can go so quick, if something happens with price and I have to let that belief go, I'm very happy to come online and let you know that I had to leave that belief behind and really be reevaluating. So in that, for me, it's turned out to be, you know, cathartic and important. However, that the journey in order to get there has been fraught with a lot of BS. And I just don't need to have, you know, I just don't need to have that in my life. And I certainly think that when we're trading under $5,000, everybody gets a chance to really reevaluate, because what you know is not less than what I know, and what I know isn't more, etc. You know, it's like that. It's almost like we're all at the same place. And anybody that's in a room who's trying to act like they know it all, or they're so in touch, or they got it figured out, that's just nonsense. So for me, I'm just literally turning it off. I'm turning it off. If a grown man is willing to tell me that they're going to go live back on the internet on the 17th and it's the 21st, and he does not seem have any room in his day to write me and let me know that it isn't going to work out that way, then you know where the fazul comes in. Like I don't have any room for it. And I guess I could come out and say, I don't think you should have any room for it either. I think for us to go back over to that hostile, disgusting environment where basically men are lying to one another and are willing not to answer simple questions of me, that something is seriously wrong. There's something wrong. Either they're smoking too much, or they're too privileged, or they're just nonsense people. And there are people that are just full of nonsense with everything that they do. And that at any whim they can turn, like they can turn an entire community off. 19,000 people, 19,000 subscribers. And as you can see, for 8 years, I struggle, and I'm still under 400 subscribers. So so much of this just doesn't make any sense. You would rather go to Tone Vase and listen to him shill a steak dinner in Las Vegas than you would to, read a book, or, study these charts really hard, or, be involved. And, I don't have any, and just so that you know, I'm just ranting and rambling right now, because we're just trying to get through the next hour. We are picking up the 243 on the 15-minute, as you can see. As I said, we did get that 9 reversal bar, and now we're getting some support. That Tom DeMark support, those support little markers are coming in, just a tad above the 243. So this is a decent sign that the trade might want to just, reestablish itself and keep going up for that fourth ledge that we talked about earlier. I'm not a huge fan of it coming through the 243 here. I think maybe we need to have something that's more significant, for example, come in or go through at a session close, or, maybe at the end of the Santa Claus rally, maybe they'll do something really spectacular on Christmas Eve. Like right now, it wouldn't make any difference. I've heard of that effect before. This is the Lord Fauntleroy effect, right? If I'm not mistaken. I don't know that much about it, but is that what you're talking about? And it's just and they know that I feel this way. It's a problem. And now what do we have? So you got what you wanted for all these years. It's now a well-known and advertised effect. And you can't ban the entire internet, by the way. You can try, but you can't. So the questions that I was asking when I got banned in November of 2016, when I was asking serious questions about the affiliate income, finally once and for all, which I never agreed with, but that you guys have got to start producing completely transparent results about where this money is and where it's coming from. And the result of that inquiry of mine got me banned. And they called me out as that I was trying to spread, false rumors, and that they were the honest ones, and I was the old lady making shit up and everything else. And then now, these years coming later, now everyone knows that that's who you were. And the thing is that if you had been a good person with it and just went ahead and showcased all of the money, yeah, oh, I see what you mean, right. Yeah, I think that maybe this is where we're at. And it's really sad. I think that we could have probably done better, because I understand that a certain amount of authority needs to come in play. But like you say, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And so the fact that they would go for absolute control over that Bitcoin form, when you can have absolute control provided that you are disciplined, you know, and every month you should come out with a P&L, just like you expect out of your exchange, to say and show where the money came in, for what, and how it's been dispensed. But to hide it and sequester it, or suggest that, you know, no one is interested, that I'm the only one that's interested, and it's none of my business, and therefore stop asking us for it, because if you keep asking us for it, you're going to get banned, and then you ban me. But now, these years later, look at what's happening. You have someone like Tone Vase coming out and calling you out as a-holes, full of S, BS. He's telling huge rooms, you shouldn't care about those people at all. They're absolutely full of S. Now, I'm not saying that Tone Vase is any more of a reasonable human being. The problem is that you've got these massive rooms, and then the other people are thinking it doesn't matter, but it does matter. All of this matters. The way that we feel about one another, how we speak of one another, how we engage with one another in this particular industry matters, because we are not selling yoga pants. Because there's no comparison. You cannot compare human will. This is why everyone needs to get along with one another. You can have controversy, you can have room for controversy, but look at how we have handled conflict. Look at this. I've been told that we're the meme culture, that all Bitcoin is a meme. Imagine that. Little fun statistic. The Stanford MOOC that handles their cryptography modules, over 1 million people have signed up to take those course modules from Stanford. That's just one university worldwide. Now, you're going to sit there and tell me that we are a meme culture? That those 1 million people that came in to come and consume that education, that academic work, that those are all memes, that those are all trolls? That is a lie. And the fact that you've been perpetuating this and suggesting this and hating on one another and being foul, basically inviting some of the most foul things to happen. And now here we are. And yesterday I heard that someone now knows Whalepool's not coming back. And they're fine with it. If being a troll means that you're selecting who's included, that is wrong thinking. If thinking that all of this is meme culture and somehow you have the franchise on the meme culture, that is faulty thinking. And it may get you, and I say this individually, it may get you somewhere. But I want to talk to you in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and see how that's worked out for you. And once again, when I talk about you, you may have figured out, but I don't know if you can build a business this way. I don't know if you can train people, teach people, have a tribe of your own, have a family, have people in your life that you need to care for. I don't know if you can carry out all of just the average, typical humanitarian functions, being a troll and believing that all of this is just a meme. Because you know what? The 243 ain't a meme. That's a line that I drew on my chart in 2012. It's been a line I've had on my chart publicly since 2012. 243 is right there. You know how the 243 got decided on? It was because there was one trader that had an issue with the 200, that the 200 was not giving them enough information. And in one night, I went through every single aspect. I went through hundreds of charts to determine which would be the best suited EMA to be included in Ruby, because we knew we needed to have a 200, but the 200 was obvious that it wasn't good enough for us. It was not giving us the readings that we needed. It was the 243 that was giving us the readings. And I have been laughed at and frowned upon and everything else. People that I've even worked alongside that have become superstars, that laugh at a line that I have on a chart. So it's just things like that. It's like, you know, listen, we have an opportunity to just kind of recollect our thoughts. And I'm, as much as it's great to have a tribe and all of that, but I'm really a proponent right now for a certain amount of autonomy. Learn how to do this stuff on your own. Read on your own, have your own chart on your own, be able to narrate what it is that you see on your own, and maybe that will help kind of validate how cool it is to be around cool people. You know, it's actually fun and it can be profitable. But I think for it to, this is why on my Twitter it says, you know, I'm so glad that I've always been right, or whatever I say on my Twitter. But it's true. It's like, I just wanted them to come forward with their earnings like they should have, because they were running it like a business. Between the two of them, they were running it like a business. This is Flipper and Swapman. And all they had, they knew it wasn't this complicated. Well, let's talk about that. I totally agree. I have no idea where they got the what's it called, the authority to censor any of us. You know, like I can come out and say that's disgusting, and you might need to think about something else, but it's not my right to censor you. In some regard, when we're inside of cryptocurrency, it's not even my right to have an opinion about you towards censorship. Like, I can be agitated, you know, but for me, it's just another, you know, another day, another candle, another, you know, because everyone has the opportunity to be whoever it is that they want, and to over moderate and, you know, ban people and all of this. And I know that it's very difficult. I went for years without banning anyone, and then, you know, you'll get, occasionally you'll get someone that, you know, you just know that there's no good in it. There's no good. And, you know, I mean, this is what Flaubert said to me. I'm bad for the community. I provide no offer, no value, and that I'm bad for the community. His words. Is it for him to decide that? Or would you rather hear that Phil Potter actually likes my charts and that he felt horrible and embarrassed by the way that I was being treated over there? Like, does that matter? Does it matter when Mr. Hoddle sees me in a chat room and says openly, you know, what do you mean you're still here, as if I should have died? Like wishing death upon me? And then other people have to come forward and say, come on, Hoddle, behave yourself. A grown man, married with children, who so hates me that he's wondering, why am I still around? So it's just, you know, I'm telling you, we have very little time underneath $5,000 to get this sorted out. I hope that we can do it. I really do. Well, you know, this is where they let it go. And unfortunately, I can't show that because you mentioned the SEX word. So automatically, not me, I didn't do that. Automatically, YouTube does that. But yeah, I understand. And the thing is that in an open, decentralized society, you would think that you're getting all of that, and in return, that's what you had to offer. There's an illness there. There's something wrong. There's something wrong in that. You know, I mean, well, it doesn't matter because there's two people here, whatever. But if you were there when the mic was open, I mean, we heard it all. And their comeback was that we're only here because we've all known each other and we get a chance to just kind of hang around with each other. And so the mission and the directive of what it was put together for, this has been my big argument from the beginning, was that it had taken a direction that it wasn't intended for. I've heard that, right? That you just were there, just thinking that maybe, right? Maybe something of value would happen, and then we would all know, and then be able to put the channel back on where the volume is up. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could talk about this for a very long time. I think that there's a psychological issue. I think there's a fiscal issue. I think there's an issue of ego. I think you brought up some really great points about, you know, it's the complete opposite of what we ever thought that we would get out of being involved with a Bitcoin forum. And the thing is that, you know, I understand that you guys want to be around people that you perceive as being fun. But let me tell you something. People that treat each other this way, this is not fun, people. This is not fun. When you're hurting other people, it's not fun. When you're banning other people, not even giving them another chance, you know, where you're putting it where you are you're the jurist for some reason, like because it's yours, but it's not really yours. Because without everyone here, you wouldn't have anything. Because on your own, you can't do it. That's one thing that I can say, and, you know, like kind of pat myself on the back. If you guys don't realize this, I can do this on my own. I've done it on my own, where it has been of more interest and value to just hit the button, go live, and talk about what I see, and we're breaking down through the 243 right now. So this isn't good, guys, by the way. We can't really give it too much room underneath there. Just letting you know, at 2:33 in the afternoon. Oh boy. All right, hold on. Okay, let's keep an eye on this. We're on the 15-minute, but this was the concern, break through the 243. Then the next best support, of course, is what Tom DeMark is giving us. That would mean that this is a full retrace of the move from down here. So the 38.69 to 42, what did we get? 40, I keep forgetting that price. 4,300. 4,300. I think there was another 43. No, that's 42.99. 40, yeah, 4,300. So once again, rejection of the 41. So we talked about this hoovering up. This is a shame to really lose this formation too, by the way. But that would be a full, if this was to fall down, this would be a full retrace. So let's be careful. At least we're here to kumbaya. Well, no, I mean, I could go into the whole alts thing. We were not supposed to talk about alts, but we knew that alts were getting a lot of, yeah, we're going to go down. We can snap back up and come back over the 243, so we can do that. We can do it on a wick, but we have 10 more minutes. But that was a pretty hefty little slice through the 243. So we weren't supposed to talk about the alts because the alts were this and the alts were that, and yeah, okay, and everything else. But it was so clear. Oh, you did. Now, what do you know about the falling asleep? I even have it in my bot. You know, you can't be falling asleep in a trade. You know what I mean? You've heard that before. You just can't do it. Like that's just, you just can't do it. Don't do that again. So when the alts were starting to really take hold, and that there were all these, you know, there were interesting people that wanted to come and talk, and they would find their way over to TeamSpeak, and one of them was like an intern slash developer person for Steam, and he came in and he was able to, you know, he started to talk about Steam, and I mean, he got attacked big time. And he got thrown down into a room, and I went down there. This is over at the TeamSpeak, and I went down. I said, okay, what's going on? And another one of their team members was in there too. And I said, you guys, you know, if you're going to come here, you've got to do this very delicately, because they do not want you talking about Steam. And there's a lot of different reasons why they don't want you talking about Steam. But, you know, if you can be cool, then I can work it out, and the other guys can work it out for you to just hang around. And, oh, yeah, that stuff can take you out. Anything with the codeine, I don't know what you were taking, but especially if you have any kind of a, well, there's something called an altercation. You could have taken something, and the codeine can hit you that way, or the Benadryl, you can take it with something. Even it can be, you know, the altercation, the contraindication is like orange juice to Benadryl, or, you know, a beer up against a codeine product, and it can almost feel like you're overdosing. And then your body just falls asleep. That's how they die in an overdose. You need to be careful. You're feeling better now, though, or? So sure enough, they were all like, okay, Beauty, okay. Well, they got ratted out. They went back upstairs, and someone ratted them out, and then everybody got all freaked out, and then I came forward and said, listen, if we are going to sequester ourselves and not be able to help people if we make it so that we can't talk about these products that are coming out and taking over the space. And that was one of the other reasons why I got banned, because Flivver thought that I was shilling Ned Scott. Dan Larimer and Ned Scott. And it actually ended up being an argument between him and Furstikin, because Furstikin had been able to figure out a way to get Dan Larimer and Ned Scott to basically give him the keys to the kingdom over there. And it just became just a horrible, you know, and I wrote Ned and said, Ned, I've been banned from Whale Pool, and one of the reasons is because of what's going on with you, and why are you guys such a badass? What's going on with that? I mean, there's going to be a lot more where you came from. And then before we knew it, we were talking about all the products that Bitfinex was bringing on board. And then there wasn't a day that went by where we weren't talking about EOS, where there wasn't more Litecoin talk, which in the beginning a lot of people were like, you know, we're not going to talk about Litecoin. We're maximalists. You know, we don't talk about Litecoin. People would laugh at the people that owned Litecoin. And of course, that all changed when Phil Potter came on board and made sure that everybody knew that he had a lot of Litecoin. So it's one of those things that unless it was good for them, it was horrible for anybody else that saw. And you know, I mean, it's all been recorded too, and the recordings that are on YouTube are just they're just hideous. And they've made recordings of me. They've made recordings of other people. Memes, horrible things on Reddit, SoundClouds, and, you know, and then here we are. And now these are grown men with wives and children and responsibilities, and they may be walking around thinking that they know something, thinking that they've got it all figured out. And Flipper didn't want anybody else having the affiliate. But when there was like one guy that, you know, seemed to really attract people and people were only there for him, then they got to chill the Deribit and Binance and the other exchanges. And that's why they stayed. So a lot of the people that were considered like the power players, a coin run, for example, these are people that, you know, basically Flipper took his hands away from and said, sure, because I'm not interested in that, you go ahead, you know. And quote unquote, I've heard from Coin Run that this was of course before the big run up, that he was making more money a month on the affiliate income than he ever did trading. So we knew that the affiliate money was going to cause them trouble. Can't be in a trader's forum and your big takeaway is your affiliate revenue. And if it is, then you need to make sure, this is my opinion now, you need to be open and have a P&L that everybody can see. Because if you've earned money that's exemplary of your value or equal to your value, then people are cool with it. That's the amazing thing. People are happy for you because they can see that your dedication to them is equivalent to the earnings that you're making through the affiliate, and they're happy. I've been told we are talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then I've talked to other camps who are like, there's no way. And I'm like, yeah, way. And then they'll come back and they'll go, well, someone is lying. Okay. So now we have people that are basically in control of the channel. They're telling other people that they're making more money through the affiliate income than they ever had with their trades. This is before the run-up. And so it doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter if to me whether you're telling the truth or lying, because that isn't the case. If you're making affiliate money, report the affiliate money. If you're taking money from a forum, if you are what I call crowd crunking, if you are taking money and you are making money from a forum, And number one, that you did not create, by the way. You are not part of the original one person that became 5 people, that became 8 people. You are not part of that group. And you're telling people that you made more money shilling Deribit than you ever did trading. I want to see that. Especially people are coming back and saying that you're lying. Especially. Do you think that they ever did that? No. You think they ever will do it? No. Should they do it? Yes. I think when we are all together and we're in a forum and we're all helping each other and being there for each other and at whatever level, because I can learn something from you, probably much more than you might learn something from me. Because it's a matter of how open your mind is, you know. Can you learn from another person, regardless of their experience? Maybe they have something, maybe they see something that I don't see. You guys have heard me talk about this ad nauseum, that for me, it's about that you're coming in and maybe you'll see something. Your experience, your life experience is not mine. And you might see something that can become very important to me and my decisions. Anyway, we have another 15 minutes. I better go ahead and upvote and share. And of course, you know, I could talk about this forever because it's more of a psychopop, what I call a psychopop, issue than anything else. Because no one is ever going to be able to find fault until a regulatory, agency comes in, and then they want to have answers. Because affiliate income is not unregulated, by the way. It never was. So that's where they're going to go wrong. It should have been a one-stop shop. Every month we produce our profit and loss. Here's the list. We get the list from the exchanges. This is the amount of money. This is where that money's gone. This is what it means. And this is where they're going to get caught, I'm afraid. Because you can go on and talk about how much this is an unregulated industry, but that affiliate money is not unregulated. And I just wish that they would just, what they should have done is that they should have just come clean. Oh yeah, definitely. The likelihood that anything that I want, the likelihood, I just think that they should have just come clean with the books, and maybe instead of making it look like they were when they weren't, and just come clean with the books, because that money is our money too. And then when the community fund, that money is our money. So, but there's been so many fistfights over this, and yet he still has that big button, and he can ban people, and he's created bots that can ban you, and he thinks that he's playing, as he's openly said, that his real job is being a TeamSpeak server administrator, that he, air quote, runs a TeamSpeak server, that is his job. So, but it's not like there's just 19, of us, right, that are, it could probably take us a month or so for us to figure out who the 19 people were and get them all back together and see how everybody is and what does everybody want to do going forward. And But we're talking about, you know, a lot of people and where you can go and where most people want to go is where there are big rooms. And so, you know, Tone Vase is going to run, as far as YouTube is concerned, Tone Vase, less for Jimmy Song, but Tone Vase is going to run the show. That is funny. That's so true. Right. But, I mean, that's what's going to be left. Because you just have to have, it's about sheer numbers. When you're on YouTube, if you have the numbers, then you're top of mind. YouTube gives you preferential treatment. Tone Vase has been able to have a very active and successful TradingView affiliate. You know, I mean, he's been able to basically just run the show however he wants to run the show. And he was able to get Leah and, you know, some other people. He basically took everything from Witchmadoozy of World Crypto Network. And, you know, so that's what we're going to be left with. Here we were complaining about like Ty Lopez and James Altucher and, you know, and the real advertising shills, you know, those guys, the ones that really put out money for the advertising. The thing is that they put money out for advertising. Tone Vase has not put out any money for advertising. You know, he's not putting together these steak dinners and these poker games and everything else because he's out of pocket. Event planning, there's money in event planning. Well, I said, you know what I said earlier today too, Scott, was that I needed to add some of these downstairs in the description. And because I have the highly recommend to watch, like the Block Digest, you need to start giving me these names. And maybe when we're done, even, it doesn't matter, it can be in any one of the events that the comments are available to you. Toss those names down and I'll put them in the description. Oh, this is the daily low now? Or the daily low? Yeah, it's going to get bad. We have 9 minutes till 3. Crazy, though, that we would get this activity, huh? Like this. So let's go to the daily. We're down 6.16%, so it's been the range of the day, 39.38. Oh, we have a little more ways to go. Go ahead and put it on the 1 minute. This is on the one. No, you know what? Yeah, I'll put it on the 1 minute while we're on tape, rolling the tape. So as you guys can see, the 243 barreling down, the 41 barreling down. We got a 9 reversal bar, which we had talked about earlier. But we're on the 1 minute too, by the way. So the 9s that we're getting, these colored bars, I believe these are like exhaustion bars, according to Tom DeMark. But of course, as we've noticed, it's support resistance, then support resistance becomes resistance, and then the waterfall effect and down. So this has been quite the rejection, I'm afraid. So I don't know what's going to happen to us over the weekend. $39.38. 39.38 is the low of today, I think. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be a weird candle, huh? After all this activity, too. It's going to be a really weird candle, down 6.23%. I wonder if it's going to swallow everything up. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we have Crypto Cave, and then, did you write the other person down? Let me see if I can grab this out on YouTube and then toss the link in the chat. Crypto Cave. See, for example, 334 people are talking in the greatest SHIT Coin Talk episode of all time. And it's that crypto, is it Crypto Messiah? No. It's that other one, 334 people. And most of it, they're just joking around. But you know what I mean? 334 people. Crypto Cave. Oh, look at that pattern coming too. Crypto Cave. All right. Crypto Cave. All right. Crohn's Crypto Cave? Crohn's? Let me put the channel name. This must be it. Welcome to Crone Talk. 323,000 views. Crohn's, and they have Cave Discord. Okay, let me get that. Tell me if this is the right fellow here. And then I'll put that down below. All right, so we have a decent left shoulder, only 5 more minutes to go. So if anything's going to happen, it does have to come over this apex here and go for another little stretch up. If not, then this goes in alignment with the close of the legacy markets. And so we're just getting pulled down and whipped around down here. And we have 5 more minutes to go. Okay, let me know if that's the fellow that you're speaking about. Okay, let's see here. Rick Owens, target hit. Oh, Rick Owens, he's pretty serious about TA. He also has a live signal stream. Oh, okay, excellent. So we'll put him, and then there's Crypto Capital Venture. All right, let me look him up. Crypto Capital Venture. All right. And we are only going to be live for a couple more moments, okay? Crypto Capital Venture. Okay. Oh yeah, I've seen him before. Yes, 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 yes. I know him. I don't know him, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna go here. And let's go here. All right, so we will get these guys put in the description down below, okay? Yep, here we go, huh? 38.38. Yep, $2. 38.38 was the number, or 39.38? Man. All right, this is the second guy. And both of these guys will be down below in the description box for you guys to check out. And let's see if you like them and get what it is that you need from them. And we will highlight them on the stream. And okay. All right. You have another one? Crypto Crew University. Okay, let's get them on. Crypto Crew University. Good name. Oh, no, I don't know him. Gee whiz. Okay, let's go. So $8 off, huh? Okay, this is number 3. And these are 3 recommendations from Scott Davis, and we'll make sure that they go down below so that you guys have some places that you can check out and then share with each other. No, I can't wait. I can't wait to go in and see what I get out of them, you know? Yeah, it's going to be fun. Like I said, as long as we're under $5,000, this is, you know, what we should be doing. We should be learning a lot, reading a lot, finding out new places that we can, you know, invest our time and rapport with. And, you know, so that we come out on the other side just better people. So that we can walk away from some of this nonsense, because we just, like I said in the beginning, you know, we just don't have any time for it. I mean, they've been dismissive and said that they don't have any time for me. Well, and it's not about whoever says it first or whatever. It's clear that it's unhealthy. It's soured relationships. They've soured relationships, and for no good reason, according to me, because everything could have been fine and good. Because so many people have loved on them for such a long time. But you know, you can screw up. You know. But screwing up with 9 people is different than screwing up with 19,000 people. That's my only point. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. Scott, I'm going to be... Well, that's right. Make sure that I know, because let me tell you that where the dilemma was, if you watched my earlier, was that if you go into the 2-hour, we were talking about this earlier with Xantus, and we were... he was listening to someone that said that the 4300 was going to give us a pullback. So I decided that I would take a look, and in the 2 hour, you'll see you have a, it's called a tweezer top. It's not a perfect tweezer top, but it's enough of one. And this spells of complete exhaustion, and then the price will pull back from there. So you can see what's happened is that price is pulled back and it's barely holding on to the 41 that it is on the 2 hour. But that was kind of one of the tells. And I don't know what your guy said about this, but that tell right there, let me zippity get in here a little bit better. So you go, hold on just a moment. That's not a good visual. That's not a good visual. You guys can see it anyway. You can look for it on your own chart. It would have been UTC 0-100 hours and UTC 2 hours. What's crazy is that, yeah. You can probably find them on your own chart, even among other instruments as well. There would have been a tweezer top-like environment. And we went over the emotional ranges, the 32.15, 35, 38, 4, 42, etc. So it was a pretty good read. I was calling for another ledge. We could still ledge. But this looks more like a full advance. You see how the other ones, they move up and then they retreat. They move up and they retreat. So it doesn't mean that it's all over with. So this can be considered just another, pull up, relief, and then we'll pull back up again. But yeah, it was a good call. If you remember who it was, yeah, okay, good. That's good then. Okay, good. Because remember, I can't keep track of like everything, but congratulations on that. Because we talked, myself and Zantus talked about it, so you may have talked to him about it before, and then I just showed the chart, and showed where I thought that it was, because I didn't know exactly, didn't know what product you were on, or etc. But super, super good call, and it does look like it wants to just be a full retrace. So, okay, I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead, because we closed out the U.S. market. I want to say thank you very much, everybody. You know how much I appreciate you guys. It goes beyond measure. And that what we've been trying to do is come live on YouTube for a little bit, live on Twitch for a little bit. So you might see me back on Twitch, being it's Friday night. It's a little iffy, but I'm telling you, if the trade decides to really get nasty, then I'll probably run over to Twitch if I can. So stay good with one another, and we have 3 opportunities out on YouTube for new rooms to take a look at, see what they're teaching, see what their attitudes are. So I'll make sure that those names are put down in the description box over the weekend, and it'll give me a chance to actually go and check their work out as well. Other than that, thank you very much. So let me make sure that you're really good. You're well. Oh yeah, okay, so you're good. All right, guys, that will be it. Everybody's got their markings. Always have a good chart in front of you, and I will talk to you all real soon. Bye-bye now.